Okay, now if you came from the Auphonic free video and you're coming here, I'm just going to show you how the desktop version works. If you did not watch that, I basically briefly went through the reason we're doing all this stuff for the ACX audio submission requirements, which are plentiful. But basically here, this is like the crazy stuff. So this bit, a lot of this technical mumbo jumbo, Reaper does an awesome job at organizing, and it does quite a bit of this. But like this one, this minus 23 dB, I mean, this was the bane of my existence some years ago when I was using Audacity, and I was just so struggling to get this. So this is one of the reasons I use Reaper. This is one of the reasons I now use Auphonic, because it just makes all this stuff happen, and it's literally drag and drop. Okay, so that's why we're doing it. And the desktop, this is the desktop version of Auphonic Leveler Batch Processor. Never thought you'd say that before, did you? And it's going to do all this fancy stuff. And this is a one-time cost of, 69 euros or $89, and you're done. Whereas if you remember, if you did see the online thing, they have pricing, and it's like per hour, right? So the 2 hours is free, 9 hours is per month. I don't know if you need to do a subscription or what, or if you just say, oh, I have a month or whatever. But, for me, I do this a lot. I make an audiobook at least every month, or want to. And so for me, it was pretty easy to think, you know what, I want to use this. I want to have this thing, and I want to own it. So let's go over to the desktop version. That's this. Here are my files. Remember, Reaper exports, and there's our WAV files. Now over here, I'm just going to drag and drop. But to check the preferences first, so this is a couple things we need to fix. Noise reduction, this maximum peak, so we want this -3 thing, right? Because that was one of the ACX requirements. This here, I don't even know what this stuff is, right? Lufus gate, whatever. So I'm just keeping all this stuff the way it is. So just look at this, pause, make yours look like this. Output format. This is important. We want WAV. We want 4400. Bit depth 24. Mono mixdown, yes. We always want mono, and not mononucleosis. Output file. I'm not going to give it a file suffix like off or whatever. Now, here we go. Choose folder. Let's make sure I'm in the right folder. I think I just did this a minute ago. Yeah, so I made a folder called, I've got my render, I've got my renders, I've got my Auphonic, and then I made an online free, and that's where I put that one test I did from the online version. And here's where my Auphonic desktop's going to come. Okay, so I've got that. Here's the intro, outro stuff. Awesome stuff for podcasting. Warning, blah, blah, blah. All right, we're good here. Here, just for kicks, there's that last one. There we go. Now, I am going to open this. I'm going to come over here. I select all. I drop them over here. And I say, process all files. And it does its thing. And look at that. It's moving along. And if I were to go over here while it's working, I could see, look at that. It's doing its thing. So it's already done with 2, working on 3, right? It's cruising along. It's doing its thing. And we're done. We're done here. We're moving on. And then it even gives you over here, it says, so look at this. Here of opening, the loudness was 34. Well, I'm already not going to pass the ACX test, right? And that, the minus, yeah, and the peak level, it was, I don't know, unknown, and now it's where it's supposed to be. So it's fixing all the stuff to get us into ACX, and we should be good. And the next thing we're going to do is test whether or not that's really true. Look at that. And in what, a minute, it's half done. Remember, I have about 20-25 minutes of audio, so you think this is pretty fast stuff. And if it takes longer for your long book, go to a cup of tea. All right, we're moving on. We just did Auphonic processing with the desktop version for $89.